What's up, guys? Powerbang here, and I'm bringing you guys the next strategy guide. We're going to do a reboot of an old strategy that has kind of come and gone, but it is now back again, and that is Pentalaloon. The reason for the resurgence of this strategy, some people have kind of been forcing it all along. I feel like there's been better strategies for the exact same bases that they were being used on up to this point, but now with the meta being dead zone bases, bases with nothing in the core, no defenses and whatnot. I'm going to show you a few of those during this video. I feel like Penta is a very, very viable strategy and something that can very effectively take out a base. So let's look at a base here, and I want to show you guys what you're looking for when you're attacking with 5 lava hounds and roughly 20 balloons. That's the standard army composition, is 5 lava hounds, 1 in the clan castle, 20 balloons, and then you have the majority of your spells. You'll probably take, I recommend 1 rage spell, and then the majority of them haste. And then if you need a jump spell for a certain reason, you can work that in. It's not a strict amount of spells that you actually need. So the first thing that you're looking for is the queen location. Is that queen an exposed queen similar to this one here? You can see her all the way on the outside of this base. And let's actually go look at the scout of this base. So when we look at the scout, you'll notice that her range actually goes outside of the wall. So that means if something like, oh, I don't know, your king were to walk by and the queen shot him because he's in range, that is going to get his attention. He's going to say, hey, I don't like that, go in and beat her brains out. So what you want to do is find a way that you can devise to reliably get your heroes to go in and kill the enemy queen. Now, sometimes that might take some, some troops to support that effort. Maybe a giant for some initial tanking, maybe a wizard or a couple minions for some funneling. Every situation is different. And in this particular situation, it looks like my queen can actually stand outside of the range of this archer tower to take out this gold storage on the far left. Now, once that's down, if I drop my king on this gold storage, he will continue, instead of walking up, he's going to walk down to this gold storage and this storage. And then on that route somewhere, the queen will be targeting that king, and he will be lured in. Now, a jump spell will be what gives access to that queen. And that is that, guys. Getting that queen taken out is your top priority. Now, the other consideration that you must make is the clan castle. You can do a few things with it. You can lure during your queen kill, like if you got in there with a king and you lured it. You can actually take a couple poison spells. You can take 1 in the clan castle and 1 in place of your one of your hastes. That's a step that you can take. And those poison spells will actually kill off most clan castle compositions, pretty much anything that's out there. And the things that they cannot kill can't hurt your balloons anyway. So that is one way to effectively deal with the clan castle troops. Another risk, it's a gamble that you could take, is completely ignoring it. Because the only thing in today's clan castles and high-level wars mainly that can do a whole lot of harm to your balloons would be something like 30 archers or something like that in the clan castle. Now, I usually like to take a poison spell just in case, so you can deal with the clan castle on the fly if you need to. But that being said, a lot of today's CC compositions, you're seeing lava hounds, golems, pekkas. All of these things cannot target air targeting or air troops, so there are really no risks. So now that we've established, you're looking for queens that are offset towards the outside of the base somewhere that you can access easily with your heroes. Now, at this base, it meets that criteria. Next, you're going to want to look at the air defenses. Are they spread kind of around the base? Can you a test that I like to run is looking at the other air targeting defenses. This one's going to go down during the entry, this archer tower on the left here. Now, this archer tower is in range of the air defense there. So you're looking for that white circle to be around an air defense at some point. This one meets that criteria. This wizard tower does. Looking over here, this wizard tower does. This archer tower does. The expo does. Basically, everything is in range of the air defenses with the exception of this archer tower here. So the way you can combat air targeting defenses is by sending in hounds over the top of those air targeting defenses. So a very good spot to drop the first lava hound would be what you're going to do is you have to pick a side for the air defenses, right? You're either going to start on this top one, because what you're going to do is deploy, remember before in the earlier Pentalaloon strats, it was kind of a spam attack, everything all at the same time. You would send 3 hounds to the queen side, 2 to the other side, and then, you know, kind of targeting your balloons appropriately. Well, now, this is just like a Go-La-Loon, where you rotationally deploy your balloons, and same with your hounds, except for now, you don't have a golem entry. All you're doing is just sending in a hound right off the bat, and picking one of the air defenses and, you know, sending them rotationally around the base. So how do you choose which air defense to start on? Like, this bottom one looks great. However, you'll notice as you start to work your way around the base, we'll zoom in a little bit, you know, you would send a hound first over this archer tower here, and then into the air defense, and then maybe a second hound would go in, and then eventually you're going to, you know, find yourself on this air defense, targeting those defense buildings. The problem is that guy right there, the level 5 air sweeper, you can see the area that it covers. That is going to make it very difficult for your balloons to approach that air defense and also approach the DPS that is concentrated in this compartment. So that is less than ideal. Looking further into the raid as you continue around, you know, it just makes it hard when you're going into the sweepers. Now, this one as well also affects this first air defense. So both of the air sweepers are not really positioned well for a deployment starting on this air defense on this end. Now, if you go to the top end, you know, you basically have all your balloons coming in from behind the air sweeper. Same thing over here. As you come into this air defense, the air sweeper is not even a factor. So that's something that you can kind of, you know, pay attention to as you're deploying your balloons in the planning process. You want to make sure that you're coming from behind the air sweeper as much as possible. Now, if you do happen to find an air sweeper that you're going to have to go straight into, the haste spells can get you by that. Now, if you have no need for a lot of extra spells and you have like 5 hastes like I do in my raid here, 5 haste, you can go into an air sweeper, no problem. Use those haste spells to speed up your balloons. But notice here the queen taking out the first building. Now, that jump spell's down to lure that king in as soon as that queen goes ahead and shoots at him. So he's in the range already. She fires once, he leaves and hops the wall, uses the ability, takes her out, and here we go. Now, how do we choose where exactly to deploy our lava hounds? Now, when you're targeting a defense building, I've chosen the top, guys. This air defense here is the first one that I'm targeting. We want to make sure that we deploy our hounds so they travel over the top of any air targeting defenses. You don't want to go over cannons and mortars, because attracting their fire, you can't do it because they don't fire at air troops. So I want to get close, excuse me, as close to this archer tower as I can. And then what I also want to do is make sure that I kind of overload that first archer tower with 2 balloons on the left side of it, 2 balloons on the top of it, because that way, when they move on to the next buildings, they actually will target the expo and the cannon here. So you'll see the king get in there. Here comes the hound out of the clan castle, and notice the 2 different loon deployments there. You can see the clan castle come out. It is a P.E.K.K.A. and a balloon. At this point, I don't even care if my queen kills it. I don't even know that I bothered to use her ability. But here is kind of an update. We've got 2 lava hounds now on the first air defense. The expo over here is firing at my balloons, but they are now taking care of all of the air targeting stuff in that compartment. And we drop the haste spells to help the balloons get into each air defense. So as those the lava hounds come over, notice how I'm flying it directly over the top of an archer tower and a wizard tower, and the fire from that is attracted, and you'll see that they soak up traps. You'll see the balloons do their thing, and as your hounds blow up, you already want to have your hounds headed in to the next defense. So they come in and kind of get replaced. That way, your loons basically are going around the dead zone, guys, in the middle of the base. You see that dead zone there? The loons are going around it, just hiding in behind the hounds, not being shot. Look at how many have stacked up already. More coming in from this side over here. And then you're going to see the key. Always have a rage spell with you, because the Tesla farms typically pop up in unpredictable places, and you want a bigger area spell that can cover all of that area and also give a little bit more damage for your balloons in case you lose, say, one of the 2 balloons that you send in on a particular building and a Tesla farm surprises you. That one balloon inside of a rage spell can actually take out 2 Teslas at once if it approaches it from the right angle. So have a rage spell. Check out what I've got here. One rage spell covers all 4 of those Tesla locations, and all of them gets destroyed at once. And then move in to the wizard towers here. Just complete wreckage, basically. Moving from defense to defense, and notice the last lava hound. We do head into the last air defense there, and a haste spell is going to lead all of my balloons. There's probably 15, 16 balloons left up. Just everything's looking really good, and we will collapse on that last air defense, and your pups are going to be responsible for the cleanup. But guys, here is why the clan castle oftentimes does not matter. Do you see them going after any of your balloons? No, they're sitting there just dying, basically. So that's how you get it done with the Penta, guys. Under 2 minutes this raid was done in, and quite a bit of balloons and pups still left up in the base. Ends up being a 3-star. Let's take a look at one more attack, and we can actually analyze it and break it down a little bit further, show you a couple more things that you might want to watch out for. But let's look at number 12 here. This is another Penta attack, and as you can see, the air defenses in this one are not necessarily the greatest for pathing purposes. Like, for example, if you were to approach this air defense on the right, say you approached it from the upper right side of the base, and your hounds are roughly sitting where this air sweeper is right now. If your hounds were sitting there and this air defense goes down, where will they path next if they're on the upper right side of that air defense? Who knows? They could go here, they could go here. It makes it very, very difficult to predict. This air defense is actually close enough to, it might even go across the base. So this air defense is a problem. The other ones, here, you can again do the check with the air targeting defenses. Pretty much everything, with the exception of out here, this wizard tower, is in range of an air defense somewhere. So really, really easy base to take out. This wizard tower out there is out of range, but that can be targeted by 2 balloons, no problem, and taken care of. All of these as well in range of an air defense, but we can take those out with our heroes because this queen is incredibly exposed, and you're going to see Grim in his replay will take down this base very similarly by using his queen and king to tank and kind of trade off aggro basically of the defenses, use their abilities to their advantage, take out the enemy archer queen, and then continue his raid. Now the difference that Grim does here, notice his army composition, he actually has a zap quake. So he has taken 1 quake spell, he's taken 2 zaps, and he's going to just get rid of this air defense right here. So the first thing you're going to see is the zap comes down, 2 quakes come down, and he has weakened up this Expo down to less than half. He's got the sweeper almost dead, but then he just drops his queen. So let's watch how he does this. We've got 3 air defenses left. He uses the poison spell for the enemy archer queen. So the king uses his ability, the queen uses her ability. The queen is now dead, and they're going to get a couple more defense buildings to boot. So things are looking good. Now inside the core we have that clan castle. So he knows that he doesn't really have to pay too much attention to it. I believe this was a cleanup attack, but he just ignores it and then sends in targeted balloons. He sends 3 hounds to the first air defense, guys. That gives you the luxury of not having to worry about deploying them right away. Once the initial air defense goes down, which it will in short order due to the fact that the balloons will get in there, take it out with no real issue, they will then travel to this next air defense right down here. Now, while it's a benefit that you don't have to worry about replacing them right away, you do want to make sure that you account for the pathing of your hounds over these defenses that may not target your other hounds. Instead, they could target your balloons while you're sending them in, and it's going to turn out very, very beneficial for him as he moves through this base. Now, he actually does not even use a whole lot of his spells here. The first pup goes down. We get the first air defense taken down, and as the loons kind of move along here, notice how he drops a couple loons right next to his hound. Unfortunately, here comes the Tesla farm. He flies right over the top. Notice the hound is taking fire from the wizard tower, all the Teslas, and he takes out first Tesla, and then a rage spell goes down. Remember, guys, that rage spell is huge for Tesla farms and for unexpected areas of danger, typically created by the Teslas. The 4th hound is now in on the 2nd air defense, and then the 2 move into the last side. The bottom one again flies right in the path of the archer tower, and then he targets that last wizard tower with 2 balloons. And again, guys, those balloons just kind of tuck in behind the hounds. Nothing is firing at the balloons. They go in a circle around the dead zone in the middle, and then it's basically just a slow crawl to the last couple defenses. It looks like the archer tower and the expo have both locked onto that lava hound, and it is going to explode. But again, no risk at all to his balloons. Just really, really nice raid here from Grim. 2 haste spells in the bag. He obviously could have sped this up, but chose not to. We'll fast forward through the rest of it. They take out the air sweeper, and that is that. 1 unbroken hound, but Pup's cleaning up the base. Balloons everywhere. Really, really like the raid, and you know, ended up getting that 3-star. 2 swag haste spells go down, and Grim gets it done on their number 12. So guys, I'll hit play again here real quick. One thing that we're looking for is the offset queen. Now, if you can find that, that is a boon. That means that you can get your heroes in to take care of that kill in one fashion or another. Don't be afraid to drop a couple loons from the army composition and run with maybe 18 balloons if you need some sort of supporting troops to make sure that your heroes are funneled properly and to get in and get that kill done. You know, you might need a couple minions, maybe a giant, maybe a wizard. I don't know what the situation will hold, but don't be afraid to branch out from a rigid 20 balloon army composition in order to get that done. The next thing you want to look for is a dead zone in the middle of the base. That dead zone means that, you know, more often than not, they're empty to try to direct pathing. A lot of people don't even know why they put these bases together, but that Penta will fly directly around it, and those balloons will stay in their lane, taking out defense by defense all the way around the base, following up your hounds, which is soaking up all of the fire, basically. So the last thing you want to look for are air defense buildings that are in range of all the air targeting buildings. In this case, they pretty much are in range of most everything, and the ones that they are not in range of, you can actually address them with balloons because they're far enough to the outskirts of the base that the travel time is low enough to where that threat can be eliminated. So really nice work here from Grim. Nice attack by me on the other one. Again, guys, dead zones, exposed queens, and defenses that are in range of those external, you know, the air defenses, and they've got to be placed in that right pattern where you can see the pathing from one to the next. The deployment on your Penta should be rotational. Focus on one air defense, one section at a time. Don't get your balloons too far out in front of the Penta. You want to make sure that either you have a hound directly in front of your balloons and it's covering the fire, or you're waiting until the Penta moves on to the next air defense and is parallel to your balloon drop location before you actually send them in. That will protect all of your balloons and make it so the lava hounds are tanking for them the entire raid, and you end up with just an absolute ton of balloons at the end of the raid because you've protected them so well with your lava hounds. So that is kind of an updated guide to the Pentalaloon strategy, guys. It is still very viable, especially with some of these anti-3-star bases that we're seeing in today's meta with the empty dead zone bases and the exposed archer queens. Take advantage of that, guys, with this Pentalaloon strat. It's not even a strat that I'm all that fond of, but it works so damn good. How can you not do it? Anyways, guys, that's all I got for this episode. This is Powerbang, and I'm signing out till next time. Take care.